You are listening to the movie Mixup. I'm your host, Katie Peters, and on today's episode, I'm here with my friend Vinny Bertucci.
Thank you for having me.
So, today we're going to talk about your best and worst movie theater experiences that you have.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's kind of an
Yeah.
interesting topic for someone that, like you, that I know goes to the movies a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'll start with best or worst?
We'll start with the worst because those are always better.
Okay.
So probably the worst movie experience would probably be when I went to go see Holmes and Watson
I have that on my list too.
because that was pretty much just like, oh my God, it was such a bad movie. It was just they weren't trying in the movie. It was just terrible. It was supposed to be a comedy, but no one was laughing. I fell asleep through it. At least like I want to say 5 to 8 people walked out. It was like a 90-minute movie, but it felt like probably like 2.5 hours.
Absolutely.
I've seen, oh God, what have I seen? And I've seen Avengers, and
Yes.
that movie felt shorter compared to that, and it was just, oh, it was brutal. So that would have to be probably my worst movie that I've ever seen in theaters.
Okay.
And the best movie experience would probably be, God, I think it was when I went to go see Insidious, the
I've never
first.
seen Insidious.
Really?
Yeah, aren't there more than one, too?
There's like I want to say there's
Three?
like
Four?
3 or 4. No, I'm pretty sure it's four.
Are they good? Do you like that franchise?
It's okay. I mean, I saw the first one in theaters with my two friends, and the theater was packed. It was like sold out. I was surprised. And then the entire time, like I think that was the first horror movie I went to go see in theaters in a while, and I wasn't expecting much out of it. But like there was there were just like so many parts where like the scares were like actually getting me and like making me. There was one where like the demon like Darth Maul face guy was like behind someone, and it just like I literally jumped out of my seat into my friend's lap,
Really?
almost, and like and then it got so bad to the point where like there was another scare where like I accidentally like freaked and I like kicked the person in front of me. I
Did you
kicked their
really?
chair. That was oh I had to apologize for that, but that movie was a good time. That was the first. That was probably the first horror movie I've seen in a long time in theaters, and that was
Okay.
probably. It was just like a good like horror movie experience. Like it
Right.
wasn't just like you're going to see a movie. It was just like you're going there to be like freaked out. That was what I liked about it.
Okay. I never really liked horror movies that much until a few years ago, but I
All right.
find that whenever I see one in theaters, I always have an interesting experience.
Yeah.
And like
Well.
the one that comes to mind for me, I saw The Nun. I think that was
Mm,
last year or the year before.
uh,
Not a good movie.
yeah.
Horrible.
No, I
I was
didn't see
actually
that movie.
laughing. Like it was funny.
Yeah.
But the one thing I remember is there was like a group of teenagers in front of us,
Mm.
and the one tried to like jump over the railing into their seats when they came back from the bathroom, but he like ricocheted off the railing onto the floor. So everyone in the theater started laughing. Like no
Yeah.
one cared about the movie anyway.
Yeah.
So just little things like that. I feel like the audience in general is kind of more interested in the movie. You have less
Mm.
people falling asleep,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There was also a horror movies. They weren't really that good up until like I want to say the past decade. Like the when James Wan started like mass producing all the horror movies. Like before him, there really weren't that many good ones to like go out in theaters to see. They were all like these cheap like rental movies. And then The Conjuring came out, Insidious came out, and he pretty much like I wouldn't say like he pretty much like switched it up a little bit, and now you see like now there's a lot more movies like with his kind of style, and that's what makes horror movies nowadays like fun to go see because they're not like solely like gore like cheap scares. Like there's more suspense, and I think that's what people want now. In terms of like other experiences like theater wise, when I went to go see Ma, I think that came out
I
earlier this
forgot
year.
to see that.
That one was actually pretty good.
Okay.
Octavia Spencer, I think. Yeah, that was her name. She was really good in it. And I went there with my one friend, and there was just this one stoner guy behind us. He was smoking his little vape pen cartridge. You could smell it the entire time. He was stoned out of his mind. But like every time she would do something like bad, he would he would just like shout out like something. It was just like the entire audience was laughing. Like the movie wasn't it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was just like a rental almost. But just like that guy's commentary in the background the entire time just made the movie hysterical.
One experience I have, which I'm sure I've told you about, but a few years ago, my brother and I saw 5 movies in one day.
Oh my god.
And we got there for the first showing. It's usually like 9:50 or 10, and we left past midnight.
Oh my
And
god.
I like planned every movie and looked at like how long
Coordinated.
the movies were. Exactly, and then you have to allot for the time for previews. You know?
Yeah, time for previews, time for credits. You're like,
So somehow I managed to do it, and we got to see almost all 5. But actually, Downsizing with Matt Damon was so bad that we left and just killed time in the lobby. Like we'd rather just sit and do nothing than watch more of that movie. But that is a really good experience. Definitely like a lot in one day.
Yeah, the most I think I saw in one day, I went with my my one friend. I think we saw 3 movies in one day. And first one we saw, it was like 10 a.m. I think it was, we went to go see Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That was really good. And then we saw How to Train Your Dragon. And after that, I think we saw, I was like, oh, let's go see, it was called like Deliver Us from Evil. It was it was like a horror movie with the original guy that played Hulk. I think his name was like Eric Bana. It was so bad. Like, we're just laughing through this entire movie. I fell asleep at one point. And like we got out of the theater at like, I want to say 4 in the afternoon. And we're sneaking into all these movies, except for the first one that we paid for. But then there was another time where we did the same thing. We saw, I forget what movie we saw first, but then we went to go sneak in to see Spider-Man Homecoming. But then we realized it was in 3D, so we had to like find 3D glasses real quick.
Just grab them out of the bin, right?
So the way, you know those like little cheap cardboard things
the
where they just,
one?
where you just throw them in the slot and they go all the way down.
Oh, I've done that, Vinny.
Yeah, well, I went in, I was like, all right, keep watch. I'm gonna grab a few, and I expected, for some reason, I expected the bin to be like almost full. It wasn't, because it was 11 a.m. No one had seen any of the movies yet, so like, I put my arm through the hole and I went all the way down to my shoulder, grabbing these glasses, and then I grab 2 pair and I like go to reach my arm out and my arm just gets stuck.
What?
I'm like, oh my god, how do I do this? And my friend Derek at the same time, he's just like, hurry up, someone's coming. So I just like at once just like rip my arm out and it just like scrapes my entire arm. And I'm like practically like bleeding.
That's
I
horrible.
get the glasses. And I was just like, I got him, let's go.
It's worth it for the glasses.
Yeah, but then and then you see the movie and it's just like, 3D movies are terrible with the glasses. It's just not a good time.
It's too distracting to me.
Yeah, no, and you can't really see. I don't know, like if it's how you sit in the theater or like where you sit in the theater, but like they're just like I can't really. My eyes, I guess, don't adjust to 3D well, and like it just makes me nauseous.
Well, now you can't really movie hop anymore at AMC because
really?
It's all assigned seating.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, they're good with that now.
Yeah,
it's only like the really small like movies that are like, I don't know, like movies like Ma almost that are just like not assigned seating. But I guess that's good because you can always buy your tickets online and you know you're going to get a good seat.
Yeah. I have advice. Always do dinner and then the movie on a first date.
Yeah.
Because I went on a first date once, like a couple years ago, and we did the movie first. It wasn't my decision. And this kid, like, was so, I guess, so shy. Didn't talk at all. Like, didn't even wait for me to, like, walk into AMC with him. Kind of was just, I was, like, behind him. Like, obviously didn't pay for me or anything. And I remember there was like 10 minutes until the movie started, sitting there, and I was like, "This is gonna be terrible." The first that was the longest 10 minutes of my life. Oh, Overboard.
Overboard.
With the Chris Pratt's ex-wife, Anna Faris. Horrible. Remake of Overboard.
That was oh god.
Also was not my decision to do that. So
it was his?
Yes.
That's
yes, it
terrible.
was. So that movie, I will never be able to watch it. Not that I want to, but if I liked it, I still wouldn't be able to watch it again. Yeah. Because then I still had to like, I still had to go to lunch with him after. At that point, I just hated him. I was like, I just want to go home. So
yeah, it's always just like where they
awkward.
Yeah, it's just like the date's not going well, and it's like, oh, so what else are you into? Like, what do you want to do? You want to do this? You want to do that? And you're just like, more than anything, I just want this moment to be over.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So that's some advice that I have. But any other best or worst experiences that you have?
No, that's about it. I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining me today, Vinny,
Oh, thank you for having me.
and stay tuned for more.
Awesome.